Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss the recently leaked Scream 6 image where we saw a Ghostface killer standing in the bodega holding a shotgun. While most people are focused on Ghostface holding what I believe is the shop owner's weapon, not one he brought with him, or a lot of people are focused on the mask, which definitely is an aged mask. However, there is something else very interesting to notice, and that is the robe Ghostface is wearing. It also appears to be an OG robe, and after careful examination, I think I know exactly which robe this is. Let's go! So first, let me say that I am making an additional video breaking down the mask in this image and comparing it to the previous Ghostface masks. So stay tuned for that video to come out in the next day or two. Definitely coming soon. Okay, now let's dive in. First up, we see this image of the robe from the Scream 6 image. Now, what makes this Ghostface costume stand out, in addition to the aged mask, is this robe. Now, when you look closer, we see there are actual bullet holes for sure in the robe, and I'm going to point each of them out and then give you my opinion and assessment of which previous Ghostface killer wore this robe. Now, here is a closer look at the robe, and let's see what we can determine. So first up, let's look at the first bullet hole. This is clearly a bullet hole in the right chest area through the material. It is a distinct circle tear in the robe that looks exactly like a bullet hole. It's no doubt a bullet hole here in the robe. Okay, now the next bullet hole is located on the left chest area here. And again, clearly a bullet hole. You can see it as a circle. It's a bullet-sized circle torn through the material. And the final bullet hole is also on the left side right here. Okay, so this can only be one of two robes because we only see a killer take multiple bullets while wearing the Ghostface costume twice in the entire franchise. We see it take place in Scream 3 with Roman, and again in Scream 5 with the person who killed Dewey in the hospital. While Amber does take credit for it in the film, I'm personally still not convinced it was her, and I think the third killer theory has merit in my book, but I'll save that discussion for another video. Back to the robe in question. All right, now we need to look back and compare the bullet count for Roman on screen versus the killer in Scream 5 to get a comparison. Now, when examining Roman in Scream 3, he was shot no less than 11 times before Dewey finally makes the eliminating final headshot in Milton's screening room. Now, when we compare that to Amber, or whoever eliminated Dewey in Scream 5, that individual received a confirmed 3 bullets to the upper torso area, which actually matches the exact bullet count found here on this image from Scream 6. So, basing it on bullet counts alone, it is my estimation that this is indeed a legacy Ghostface robe, and it is the same one used by one of the Ghostface killers, whom shot Dewey 3 times in the hospital fight, and that sadly Dewey lost that fight, but Dewey did shoot them 3 times. Now, the only question that remains is, what mask is this Ghostface wearing? It is aged and worn, but could it also be from Scream 5? Or is it a much older Ghostface killer in the franchise's mask? Well, for the answer to that, you're going to need to stay tuned to the channel, as I mentioned earlier. So make sure you have subscribed and have smashed the bell icon to receive all notifications for future content, because that video is in the works right now. I'm pulling it together now. But back to this robe, guys. That's what it looks like to me. I believe this is that robe from Scream 5. Whoever was wearing it, who eliminated Dewey, this is that robe that took 3 shots from him. Now, what I want to know is, what do you guys think about this robe? Do you agree this is the Scream 5 robe, or one of the Scream 5 robes? Or do you think it's a different one? I mean, honestly, I think there really is only these 2 options. And I don't see 11 bullet holes. There are some others. Now, I will mention this. There are some other like little spots on this robe. As you blow the picture up even bigger, you can see there's like little spots that look like they could potentially be bullet holes. But when I examine them really close under huge magnification, I don't see actual holes. They just more look like spots, right? They look more like spots. I didn't see actual holes in the material. Unlike these 3, which these 3, they are clearly tears. There are circular holes ripped through that robe material. So in my mind, there's without question, these are bullet holes. So it looks to me like we've got a situation where someone has stolen, as we heard from viewer Anon, someone has stolen these OG costumes of the original Ghostface killers in the franchise. Someone has taken these masks and these robes, and they are donning them. They're wearing these OG costumes as they go around committing the current murders, now wearing these older costumes. So this robe, I really do believe it's from Scream 5. I just do. I think that this based on what we've seen on screen in the franchise, this to me has to be Scream 5. It's the only one that makes sense, because when we see the Scream 3 robe, if they do the Scream 3 robe in this movie and they include it as part of the OG costumes that are being worn again, if we see that OG costume from Roman, we're going to see a ton of bullet holes. I mean, because again, Dewey just almost unloaded an entire clip on him in that final scene in the screening room. So I think absolutely there's no way this is that robe. We'd see a lot more holes. All right, guys. But again, I do want to hear your thoughts. So let me know, what do you think about my assessment? Do you agree this is a Scream 5 robe, or do you think that it could be another robe altogether? Let me know what your thoughts are, ideas, your theories about this, and start leaving those comments in this comment section below, and we can discuss it just together right now. Can't even talk. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream 6 and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thank you for watching.